if you have a question, you can type it on the chat box, or you could directly ask to Thomas.
Hello, back. Everybody's here?
Yes, we think so.
Yes,
Okay.
Thomas.
Okay. Let me continue. We just finishing in the slide, planning, strength, and power session. So the kind of how can we make a training session? The planning is we talking about stretch. There is a very important things. The order of the exercises. We just stop it to talk about. So thank you very much for your attention. It's more than enough. So let me talk about planning. The planning a year plan. I show you a couple of minutes before. I made it day by day, and now we're getting close to the South American South American Junior Championships. It will be in 2 weeks. So that phase is very important in this year. One of the most important, but not is the most important. The most important will be in the end of the year, in August, and especially this part in October. There will be a South American sub 23 championship, and be facing to it. It's just one part. We will stop the very first part of this year. As you can see on the chart of this year, there are red. The red is the main work, the high load work. The green is the lightest, and the yellow is the middle range. So as can you see, after this South American Championship, there will be again a load, again a load, and again the load, and again the load. And also there are competitions not so important, but competition where you can check out the performance of your athletes, and you can change maybe the meaning of the training systems that you facing on. So this is the basic when we talking about planning. I forget to share with you. I'm just talking. It's like I forget to share with you. Share screen. So I was talking about this. Can you see?
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay. So I was talking about. I forget to share with you. We are here in June, facing to the South American Championship, but not is the most important event of this year for the most of the guys. The most of them are 18, 21 years, so under sub 23. So facing a lot of competition. There is a South American Championship. There another this in July. This is a Pan American Athletic Championship under 20. There's another very important in August, the World Championship under 20. And at the end of the year, there are two competitions, South American sub 23, under 23, and also the Pan American Junior Games as under 20. So there are a lot of competitions, and it's involved, especially for me, a javelin thrower, but it's a thrower. So let me see how can we facing in the last 2 weeks that we are coming. We are in June, this part. There are days. This is the main competition in 12th and 13th June. And we are here. That's the end of this month. And the end of the month will be a check. It's this Saturday. They will throw and they will run on Saturday. And this red is high load. Why I put it here, red, high load? Because the competition, it's a really high load. They're doing their best. So it's high load. They will compete at different distances. They will throwing different throws. They will do not just javelin. They will throw also shot put. They will compete some cases in discus throw. So we are here in this week. This week it's a light week about the competition. Let me see what does it mean when we're talking about the daily training sessions. So this is a 12-day planning using the 3 days method. Okay, can you see? Can you see?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yes.
The daily training planning, can you see? This is Monday, 8th of June, 9th of June, 10th of June, 11th of June, 12th of June. Okay. 25, excuse me. 21, 22, 23, 24. You are 24. I'm almost in 20. No, I'm 2 and 24. So in the morning today, strengthening training, the middle zone training, and the afternoon, educational javelin and javelin throw, jumping over hurdles and speed. So this is the day plan. Okay, what he has done yesterday. There was a functional training, a heat training, a 20 minutes heat training, working with general capacities, just improve a high velocity training. Everybody know what does it mean, heat. It's a high intensity training, okay? We're using a lot of basis functional training involving a lot of movements just to complete working with the complete whole body. And then they do a medicine ball playing as have you seen on the screen, just completing this training, working with a lot of skills of the body. I'm using a lot of this, is just to make a complete exercise, doing with the whole body, using all the muscles, all the way, and also using a type of playing, just not hold them under pressure. Just it's a training, and you need to do as well as possible. Do you understand what I mean? What I can to tell you with this? So using a complete training section, a high intensity training, because playing tennis with the medicine ball, it's not so easy, but they are, at least they are playing. So that also to take off them the pressure, the competition will come. Do you understand?
Yes, Thomas.
And they are doing when you need to improve power. And
Yeah.
how can you improve power? Playing its most easy way, and they doing with the high speed and the very best way you can do. Do you understand what I want to share with you? It's very interesting, and we're using a lot in the very last months, and it works very good, a very good way, and they love it. And they coming and just want to play and doing the very best way. So today we will do in the morning section, strengthening in the middle zone, working with the hips, the stability of the core. And in the afternoon, we will throw educational javelin throw. What do you educational? We will do a lot of skills, just high knees, all the steps with using with the implements, with left hand, with right hand, and then we will throw. The most part is the throwing, but when we are very close to the competition, this throwing must be with the high speed and with high technical level throw. So you can use it a lot of throws. Don't forget that word that we're using during the strength training. The not the most important thing is not how many times you do it. The way how you're doing it must to be the best way. The quality is the most important thing. Maybe they can throw not more than 6 as like a competition, but the 6 could be the better way. So they need to improve in the 6 throwing what we will do. After the exercises, obviously they will do the warm-up. And the 6 could be as like in the competition with very well technique, the correct movement, just taking care every part of of the throw. So we're using it. Look at 1, 2, 3 times a week, and 2 weeks we did it 5 times. Power training, we do it 1, 2 times in 2 weeks. And the full body strengthening also using just 2 times. Especially I need to tell you, they are students. So they are university students, and in the morning they has no time. So that's why I putting it in the morning, strengthening in the middle zone of the body, because you can do it as like a half an hour, 45 minutes. They just wake up at 6:30 in the morning, and after a little bit, warming up, they can realize just using a half an hour and 45 minutes. But it's very important part of the preparation, the middle and the core training. So then the most important training will come in the afternoon when we are throwing javelin, and we put a lot of attention. Okay, whatever you need. So we can talk about its approximation. It's just a power position. It's just so you know what we have to work. Which part you have to work. And then next day we using a functional training, very strong training, and once more in the morning, training in the middle zone, and the afternoon educational javelin. And then power training, and the power training is included what you can imagine, what you can increase the power of them. So bouncing, it could be just throwing with different implements. It could be a medicine ball, it could be a kettlebell, could be a lower weight implements, just to increase the power. But we need to care the rest, always the recovery back, because we when we talking about the power, we using a high capacity energies, using a very lot. So doing fast movement, they take time to recover enough. It's a very important point. Don't forget it. Never forget it. Okay. So it's easy to check it out. Not using a lot of different training, but we using a different kind of exercises, as we seen before. How can you improve strength training? So a different kind of exercises. One day they doing a normal bench press, then the incline, the decline bench press. We just changing the exercises, or we using the 3 different in the same time, just one set. So it's depending the trend, the needing what your athlete need. So basically, this is the day works. So basically the 12 days. Günther Lange teach us to use not days, 6 days, and the 3 days planning, like a microcycle. And this is 12 days. Why 12 days? Because it's easier for me use, but it really 2 times 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So it just share with you, and to get a idea how I'm working with especially in the throwing. So you can check it out in the very last part of between the one important competition twice we using power, but don't forget, when you are doing the throwing events, it's also using power. Don't forget, because you need speed, you need power, and it's very specific using the same muscles with high speed. So it's also you need to take care what day and when you're using it. Okay, look at that. 3 days continuously using power. Okay, but different kind of power. It is very important to build up correctly these sessions. Taking care with the recovery. It's very important. Why I'm using this block? Because I'm using this block as like a computation. It could be a qualifying here, then the recovery, maybe it's a power, what I'm using is just increase the potency of them, and the main, this is the final. So that I'm using the block, I'm also observing it works or not. Okay, are you agree? Are you angry? Are you agree? Do you understand? Agree or angry? Okay. Okay, but everybody knowing what I'm talking about. All right. Let's we go back. The planification. We need to touch this part, because not everybody working with the high level athletes, especially me. Not I'm working young athletes and junior athletes, and there are a lot of who just started like 1 and 2 years before, 3 years before, and they are in the middle of the complete development. So as like the WA said, there are different stages to get to the performance. So, and we need to know the training year can be divided into periods of training. They give structures for us. Okay, and there are 3 main periods of training, as I mentioned before: the preparation or general training, the competition, and the transition. This 3 part build up the year training. The periodization helps in the long-term development of the athlete. It's very important. Sometimes I thought it isn't so easy to understand or build up it, but then when it works, you really enjoy it, and I enjoy to do that. I love to make plans. I love it. I love it because this is your it's your competition. The competition what your athletes doing, it's a really competition on the field, but it's another one is just inside you, and to give the best to your athlete. I'm always taking it. I'm competing with me. I'm competing with my knowledge, using the best of me, and give them the best of you. So it's very interesting. I love it. So the periodization, there are preparation, the competition, transitions. So it's a different part of the year. The most important part, obviously, the competition. The young athletes doing just one important in the year. The before the high performance athletes, there could be 2. As like show you now. There are two different competition for the under 20 and the sub 23. It's under 23. There are two very important competition. One is one of the Pan American, both of them, and under 20 there is a South American Championships and also the World Champions. And I have a athlete, 400 hurdle, just appointing to the World Championships in Africa, in Kenya. So, review of periodization. The microcycle, you need to planning. Inside the microcycle, there are parts very important, the microcycle and the session. So every session is important, the session of the base of your planning. Okay, inside the session, there are units. The units as the very first part, we will do the heat training, and the second part, we will do the playing with ball, just to understand. Everybody understanding, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Training cycles. Literally, the microcycles were defending the whole planning of the year, because the microcycle of the base of our planning. The microcycle could be in the very first part of the year, 9 days, 12 days, could be 3 weeks. Basically, when you started to training in the basic phase. But then, when we're getting in the second part, which is the specific phase, in the general preparation phase, specific preparation phase, pre-competition phase, and competition phase. So it's so nice. I love. Forgive me, just I'm talking about, but it's so interesting. It's like an architect. We are building up a very nice building, and this building is our plan, and it's so nice. And maybe the part of this building, the sections of the training, this is the door. And how could be this door? It's so nice. I love so much the planning. So the microcycle, it's usually 7 days, just about how the people living. Once I never forget, my wife said, Sunday, even the grass not growing. So why you want to work? Do you understand what I'm saying? Sundays, even the grass isn't growing. So why you want to work? So now it's completely changed. Sunday as like in the high level sport, Sunday is like Tuesday, Tuesday as like Friday. So it's absolutely depending on the planning. It's not just Saturday and Sunday they are competition. They could be Monday, it could be Tuesday. It's depending. In Olympic Games, not just Sunday and Saturday, they competing during the whole week. So when you are doing the periodizations, always need to take as like the most important point, the competition, what we appointing. Competitions could be a world championship, a national championship, a different area championship. It could be several times a year. So you need to think which is the most important for your athlete or for you to developing his planning. But the base is this, must be a general phase, a specific phase, and then the computation phase in the end with the most important computation of the year. Okay. Everybody know what does it mean, mesocycle? Mesocycle is a part of the microcycle. It's a series of 3 or 7. We can discussing over it. So it's depending absolutely what's coming for us. Okay. Periods and phases in the microcycle. Preparation period, general preparation, we talk a lot about it. As transition period is very interesting because usually the people talking that I don't want to train anymore. Please let me go somewhere. It doesn't matter. You can do it, but don't stop to do some exercise, just to keep on, just to hold on your shape, and don't destroy your fitness level. Okay, you need to teach your athlete for that. There are different level of knowledge of your athletes. And it's your responsibility to teach them why the transition period is so important, why you need to keep on your fitness level. Because if you destroy that, you want to build up once more. It is hard, and if it's better if you holding on your shape. Okay. I think everybody is okay in this. The process of preparation and peaking. The peak is always must be where is the most important computation will come. So it's a part of planning, and this is the most important part of planning. When I start to make planning, I'm always talking with my athletes. Just sit down and let me talk. Look at this is what we waiting for. This is the year, and that date will be this computation. How it's going your school? What will happen in this time? There are exams. It's a part of some important part of your educational year. So you need to take care with the part of the life of it's just not just planning to make numbers and make planning, and this day he need to throw. You need to know what is involved your athlete, what will happening if the computation in August. It's completely different in Asia. It's completely different in South America. It's completely different in northern countries. About just the position of the air. Here now, this is the second day, a third day, forgive me, this third day, the winter. Okay, I don't know what's happening in Indonesia. Which day is there? This is summer or is also winter in Indonesia? Who can tell me? This is summer or winter?
Now?
Yeah.
The weather changing because it is actually hot.
Okay.
Season. But now rainy
I'm
season.
agree. Just what I'm asking, there are 4 different dates, and this 21st of June, it's changing. Here in South America, finished the autumn and start the winter. Okay, so now it's winter time, and now it's really cold. This weekend will be at 10 degrees. It's really, really cold for South America, especially for Paraguay, with a very high level of humidity. So it's the worst thing what you can happen. So to make a computation in this condition is the worst thing, believe me. So, and they had the planet computation for Saturday and Sunday, and we facing on. So that's why I asking it, because when you making the plan, you have to know when and which conditions can compete. So it's also part to make the planning. So when I try to build up a plan as like this, and can you see? I need to ask because I don't know
Yes.
if you're not. When
Planning, planning year, yes.
I need to handle these dates, and I need to ask him in June in the school, which part of the year in your school there are exams. So I need to know, because you must to take care in this aspect also, because there are a lot of exams before. This is the middle of the year, in the middle of the June, you know, just finishing in this month or this month, the study year. So especially you need to take care with that, and this is the one of the most important thing. You need to handle that. So so when you make the planning, also you need to know the other part of the needs of your athlete. Okay, study, works, can do, not can do, everything. Uh, everything is so important. Uh, go back. Process periodization, peaking. Okay, it's not always happening. The very best results in peaking. It's not always happening. In my case, I've always felt very very how can it? I have a lot of lucky. Fortunately, I have always lucky, because my athletes almost all doing the very best in the peak, in the most important competition, always. And I'm so happy about it. But why it's happening? Because my coach was a perfect teacher. Teach us to make the best way, and how can we do the peak performance in the date when we really need that. So I feel very well in this case. So I'm doing that, always implementing with my athletes too, and it's happening, and you give a lot of confidence to your athletes in yourself. So it's so important. It's not just a simple process to make a periodization, in a lot of responsibility from your part, and it involves a lot of things in it. It's not just the planning. The one day we throwing, a other day we just bouncing, a other day we just going. They involve a lot of things. How can you do it? You can do it always with the conversation with your athlete. Don't forget, and I always once and once more I will repeat, you're not just a simple trainer. You are as like a guide in the life of your athlete. And this takes a lot of responsibility, put a lot of responsibility. How you doing the things? How you doing your work? How you facing on with your athletes? If they are has no a good day, and they just doing because they need to do. So don't be angry. happen with you too. Just think about it. How many times it could happen in your home, with your family, with your son, with your wife, around the people. So it's not so easy to do. I know very well. There are a very interesting thing that say manipulation of training variabilities to maximize potential for competition performance. That's what I'm showed to you here. It's like playing with medicine ball after the functional training. It's like a manipulation, because you how you manipulate it, you putting on exercise as like playing tennis, but they really doing a very powerful training, just throwing a medicine ball with the high speed in the involved a whole body. You understand what I mean when we using which kind of way we can get the results, manipulation of training variabilities. So this is one of the variables playing, or when doing computation as like a simulation of the computation. Today we will throw just 6 times, okay? And it's also planning as like a tactical form, okay? We have just 3 throws to make the performance and get into the final. So how can we do that? How we build up the warm up? What we can do before this? So this is very important in the. They call it manipulation, but it means manipulation. But you can handle this. It's not just talking to you. Now I will manipulate your training. No. You know, you need to know. It doesn't matter if your athletes know or not, but you can handle that. How can we improve the potential for the competition? And go back to division of the overall training program into durations of time which accomplish different cumulative goals. We're talking about how many sessions you want to improve to build up one kind of capacity of your athlete. What I'm talking about, you know very well your athlete, his weakness and his firmness. So what they need to build up during this period. That to build up the strength training, coordination, the technical skills, because have no sufficient level to realize the movement. It's absolutely depending, and it's individual. Don't forget, today we started, when we are planning, it's always individual. Don't put them in the same basket. They can do it, exercise is similar. They can do it together, but when we starting to work specifically for one person, it's always talking about the part of the technique. And also we can do it developing and different kind of could be a specific strength, could be a whole strength, the body strength, maybe flexibilities. So it's individual. Okay. Creating the annual plan, we talked about it, but might these steps in process to be, you are limited to list 4, but not more than 8 major steps, and let me see what they calling these steps. Evolution, you need to evaluate your athlete. Okay, feedback and feed forward. what we talk about. We're talking with them, how can we build up this year, which is the computation. The second step, decide the structure of the annual plan, whether a single, double, or multi-periodized year optimum. Single for young athletes, double with youth and junior athletes, and multiple periodism for the high performance athlete. Decide the objectives and duration of the period and phases. Okay, we really talked about this. Decide the duration, each of them, mesocycle, microcycle, quantity of training loads with mesocycles. Obviously, it's completely different. The young athletes who have study and need to learn not more than 6-7 training weekly, and absolutely different. The high athlete, and also different, it's women or men. The women's, just to keep on the high level, must train more time. Don't forget what I'm saying. If a well-built athlete's training like 10 times a man, 8 times, 10 times, a woman must train 10 or 12 times a week. Believe me, it's a low. It could be that. Why? Because we are different. The men have more strength, the women less. No, I'm not talking about technical levels, strength, but in throwing Gavin, the strength is the one of the most important thing, and the power. Then decide the objective and duration. We talked quantity of training loads and plan for monitoring and ongoing evaluation. So you need to planning the evaluation or the monitoring. It could be in the computation too. It's not we do a section of a control. We can, obviously we can, and we need to do that just to know how our athletes going in the preparation phase, how they going before the competition phase, what we need to change in planning, we get or not the level what we wants to get. So the monitoring and the evolution, it's part, and the very important part. The computation is the best evaluation, because you can check it out how your athlete, the reactioning during the competition in different different ways. He can realize the movement psychologically. How is the reaction if can't realize well, doing well the movement? How you can handle this situation? Your reaction is also very, very important. You can send just a message with this or with this. Okay, you can send a message doing that. So we need to know that. It's so important, believe me. They just looking and need help. And need help, and this is your help. It is not a help. You can destroy it. Wow, I'm so lost. Maybe they can think. So this part is very important. The communication with them. The communication always you need to start with positive thing. Yeah. And there is no positive things. You just smile and tell them try once more. Okay, and this is the best way. Don't destroy your play. I made it sometimes very unwell. Okay, feedback. The training, performance, evolution, and you need to modify the plan or still going the plan. If you find something, doesn't work. Okay. Okay. Specific measurable, agreed, realistic, time phases, exciting, recorded. Go to the setting part of steps 1. Okay. Another, as like mine, but it's more specific. Decide the structure of annual plan. Yes, normally the year is starting in October, but right now, especially in South America, is one disaster. Disaster. I just looking, and I want to make the plan as like on the screen like now, because it's impossible now about the pandemic. So there was computation planned to May, and it will be now in December. And normally in December, this is the main part of the general part of general conditioning. So, and now in December, this is the most important competition in whole South America. So they changing it. It's very difficult to handle, believe me. But if you have sufficient knowledge and you can handle that, you can change the system of the training. So it's so much work. You have to know a lot of things to improve in this planning. This plan, what we can see on the screen, this is the normal annual plan. This is the normal annual plan. It started in October normally, and then the major part, if you have no indoor computation, it's going to till February. It just 2 microcycle, big microcycle, the main part of the general preparation, and then the specific and the computation. This is just for an example, but we can change it out. Southern hemisphere and northern hemisphere, but it doesn't work. This it's lying. It's not the same, because the southern hemisphere, our hemisphere, especially South America, it could be trained as like this. Why? Because the most important competition is in June, July, August, maximum still September. This one, and that is work, and it doesn't work for us. Okay, so so they can use it, this term southern hemisphere, but really, this is the only way of it working. Are you? That is true or not? Can you do it? That is the truth. We can work as like the northern hemisphere. So this is the basic planning of the year. Single periodization for youth athletes. Advantages: significantly more time to develop basic performance and plenty of time available for training and recovery. Disadvantages: bore down through lack of variety. Yeah, potential lack of competition. That is true. That with double periodization, the most of my athletes doing like this. Advantage: provide increases in performance, provide its foundation is solid. True opportunities to peak in the year. Maybe if you did it your planning gone well, you can change for the second and do it another form. If it's work, you will use the second peak to the same. Higher specific training load. A more intensive technique training possibility. Disadvantages: there is limited time to acquire basic abilities and performance capacities, but you can handle it. It's depending. It's absolutely individual. But we need to mention that. So it could be yes or maybe not. The second preparation period is often subject to the time pressures. It also could be or not. There may be less time for recovery. It's the same. Less time recovery for what? See, they are young. The mostly of them are young. So it could be true or not. But this is the basic information that we need to use and need to know. And there are another one with more periodization. It's a high peak. I need to mention that. They can use it 3 different peaks. For example, their athletes, especially shot put throwers, they competing in indoor, and there are world championships. So this is the very first peak. And then there are the area championship, maybe in May and June. This is the second important championship. And then coming the world championship in the same year, and this is the third. So they are athletes can do it. And the shot put could be. It's very different if we talking about a marathon, because marathon 3 peaks, wow, it's almost impossible. It could be, but mostly not. But in throwing events, it could be, especially in we need to talk about shot put, because shot put that is event to they practicing in indoor, and there is a world championship. But there are possibilities in some countries they using also throwing, javelin throwing. They has a very spaces with roof. They can throw hammer throw. When I was young, 18 years, I've been in Moscow, and there was a place 300-meter long, 300-meter long, 150-meter wide, and more than 60-meter high. And we can do everything inside. There was a javelin throw, there was a hammer throw, everything. So it's the facilities are so incredible, never seen before. It was a CSKA Moscow club and had that field. And then they build up another one. It's also 300-meter long, 150 wide. And the first part was a soccer field. The other part was the part of athletics. And there was in the middle was a 200-meter oval, just for official competition for then EIAF. So, okay. What more? Let me share with you some drills. I will stop to share this, and let me put on. This. This guy is Werner Günther, the shoot putter, a very high level European champion, very well placed in World Championship. Some exercise skills. Let me see. Before we see another. Can you see? Everybody seeing?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
You can improve these exercises in the preparation. It doesn't matter if your athlete doing rotation shot put. It's very good exercise just to develop some skills, as like for example the balance. They doing slow just to feel every part of the movement, just to get the feeling how the muscles are working and which part what you need to feel. It's very interesting. Don't forget, as like I said, they're doing both of their hands. It's very important with the mental aspect. They developing both of part, this part and this part of the brain, and also it's developing in the same way both of your sides. It's incredible, but it's working very well. And also help you to build better concentration. As like you can see, they are using a different implements and different way to do the same thing as we talked about before. And also helps you in the variability of the training section. That's why we're mentioning. Maybe one section just using the bar, the other section using just a dumbbell, and now they're using the medicine ball. Just to work on the rhythm of the preparation. Okay, it's a multiple meaning. It's incredible. It's very nice. Can you see? Do it both of his hand, doing with right and left in the same way, just to make more perfectional the movement. But this preparation takes time, so it's very individual. But you can do it in groups too, and you can use your athletes as like your co-trainer. It also helps them to develop the most part of the movement what they are doing. Looking to me, listen to me what I'm saying. How it works. When I'm making a training section, and this training section is very important in technically, so we working the most part of technical thing. I'm using the very best athletes in this movement. Using, for example, Victor Fatacha to show them how they need to move with the javelin. It also helps not for the athletes who looking the best one. It also helps to build up mentally the best athlete. Why? Because he need to put a lot of attention to do the very best way just to show you. Do you know what I mean? Yes. So it's a way also improve the high level technique with your athletes and avoid this boring training section. So avoid just as like an example in front of the young athletes, the athletes who wants to learn what does it mean javelin training, what does it mean shot put, and they improve with the very high level and also putting a lot of attention to show and to do it the best way. It's a very good way to teach also and improve the high level technique in not just throwing events, even the other it's like hurdles or running. Okay. Look at it's working with literally. It's not a heavy. Just to working a different part of the body with different muscles. The part could be the part of the warm-up, for example. This guy is really look at the body of him. His body not as like a normal shot putter, but now the way of the shot putters is like this body. It's incredible. It's a very nice and well developed body. Okay. That is another one. We never touch discus. Some can you see? It's like a part of warm up. Have you seen? Are you seeing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Yes, yes. we can
Okay, the
see.
part of the warm up is just a disco thrower.
Mm.
It's not a high level disco thrower, just a kind of training sections during pandemic. Warm up, stands, half turns, full throw drills. Just playing with the implements. A little bit wider movement. The very first time was short movement, and now longer with higher speeds. Always putting in action, and the most important part is the technically development. Okay. It's a kind of interesting way to build up a training section and technical part. We can see once more. Don't forget about hammer throwers too. Training deals for hammer throws. Look at how they're doing, just helping on the field without lifting up. Just to try to make the correct technique, correct movement with the feet on the field. Good. You know, I need to tell you something. I mentioned it yesterday, and I once more want to tell you, my teammates, there were several very high level hammer thrower in Hungary. So I saw them, and they were medalists in different world level championships, and they are winners of World Cup and as like this, and they doing the same thing as like the young athletes, just to improve technically a higher level. They do as like the same as like this girl doing, and I'm asking why you need to do that, because this is the base, man. Believe me, we need to do that. We need to build up, and I want to go back. When you are architect, you build up a building, and what is the first step? This is the base. So we have to go back, and we start with the base, and once more, and once more, and once more. What the runners are doing as sprinters. A lot of people ask me what the sprinters can do every day, just running 100 meters. It's so easy. What kind of training they do? So there are a part, we just using a part and the part and part build up just one step. So that the same what they doing in throwing Gavins too. It's more complicated than just running straight. Look at how many details they need to care. Look at the body, how they turning, how the feet are moving, the arms, what are you looking for, how your body are moving. So complicated. It's incredible. I'm always told to my teammates, you believe me, I never will be a hammer thrower because I have no nerves to do that. I will kill myself before I throw one hammer. So I really did it, but it's so complicated. Okay, and how we can build up a hammer throw training. It's also very incredible. I love it. I like it so much. So, okay. Some can be, you see more, some skills. Maybe you can use it, but you can find it everywhere. It's like everybody can get in YouTube and can find it. But maybe you never saw before, and you can improve it. This is a typically right hand turning to left. Okay, I will stop it. I have a question. Siuhan Wen, Malaysia, and hammer training for beginner need to do more on releasing. Not easy to get throwing facilities for hammer throw. Any go ideal can share, especially for beginner level. Most of the facilities are not allowed or grassroots beginner to use it. Okay. Right now, I have a lot of materials for that, but I need to maybe the ADC can give you my contact, so I will help you in this case, because I have a lot of materials from Hungarian, so I will give you, but I need your contact. I will give you that. It's not so easy, I know very well, but I will give you. Okay, are you agree? Siuhan, are you there?
Johan,
Okay. Okay, so let me see more.
Yes, I'm here, but my line is very bad. So sorry.
Okay. Okay, so I will give my contact. So, the ADC have my contact. Will give you, and I will give you a lot of materials about the young hammer throwers, how we can build up in the very beginning, which kind of exercises you can improve.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas.
No, it is my work. So don't tell me thank you. Thank you for your interest. This is the most important thing. Okay. So I need to stop to share. Self-planning, year planning. I'm not, okay, let me go back. Okay, basically, not. I don't want to tell you we can stop here, but we touch a lot of things. I talk about a lot of kind of. We took a lot of things during these 2 days. So I think that is the time we make questions, something what you need to know or we need to develop. So this is your time. Can you ask me maybe if something special? And let me start with this. What do you mean? ADC, what ADC said? It's okay, Jisriya?
Yes, yes, of course. It's okay. So it is time for question.
Also question, and I can talk about examples of my athletes. So
Sure.
okay,
Your time, Pak.
as I said, thanks for my trainer. The peak we always getting in the most important moment. So my athletes always it's always doing the very best on the important competition. So it's not so easy to get, but we learn that. I will share with you how I'm doing in the last week and the competition week with throwers. We're doing a strong section on Monday, building up like strength training, but mostly working with power. What does it mean? With more, less, more recovery time between exercise and exercise. Mostly we putting attention on the technical skills. It could be a very good and very well terminated exercises. It could be a weightlifting. It could be just a throw. So Monday we're doing high level training, high level in charge. I mean, then the next day we're putting more attention with technical skills and also with the high time of recovery. Wednesday, if the competition is Saturday, I need to mention that. If the competition is Saturday and Wednesday, we doing as like a competition, some throwing, making some throw like 9, 10 throw, not more, with high speed. Then they build up a complete recovery on Thursday, a complete recovery. It's including physiotherapy. It's including just complete relax. Maybe just looking videos, well performance athletes, and then Friday we just making us like a warming up to the competition and taking care with the most important technical part of throwing with a very few throwing with not with the full speed. So I'm built up in that way where we talking about the thrower. It's even it's throwing a javelin or throwing a shot put, we're doing the same. And also I'm doing with my sprinters the same thing. It works, believe me. One day before the competition, never stop completely your athlete. It doesn't work. 2 days before the competition must take a rest. And the day before just took the most important part of that competition what we come. If the competition is like a high level, we still the build up in the same way, and we took 7 days. As like Monday, like now, high charge. The second day is like a 80% charge. The third day, it is a completely technical charge. The fourth day is completely off, recovering. The fifth day, just checking out. The next day, this is the qualifying day. The next day, take a rest and some works like the middle body or the core training, and the next day, the final day. So I'm always use the same, and it always works. In Moscow in 1913s, there was I'm not it was very interesting because in 2010 Victor Fatech, the javelin throwners, won the South American games, and then they sent like always to work in Cuba, and then when he came back, I was in the army, so I can't work anymore with him. So works with another trainer. But when he qualified for the World Championship in Moscow, and I'm talking about 2013, he asked especially the federation to work with me on that competition because he knows very well, I know him. And he was able to talk to the federation, please ask Thomas to accompany me on the World Championship because I believe in his work. So it was very nice for me. And he did the very best in this World Championship because he threw, it's almost 80 meters, 79.03. And that time was his very best and finished the 14th place. It's just 2 places over the final. So throw the 79.03, but he believed in all work and my planning in the very last part of the competition. It was very interesting because the Cuban trainer was his trainer, and asked and told he told to the commentator, look at. If I want to throw well in this World Championship, I need to use that guy because that guy know how I'm work. So it is very interesting, but it's happening sometimes. Okay, other example is the same with Camilla. Camilla just broke his in his knee, just broke the ligaments, and 2 weeks before the South American Championship. So she's a heptathlete and throwing very well and shot put. And we find out we can handle the situation and can throw shot put in that competition. And we build up a special planning for this competition and a special movement, but not involve so strongly the knee of your right leg. The right leg was the pushing leg in the glide technique, and she getting the fourth place with this knee. Believe me, it's more than a victory with the completely broken and injured knee. They called us completely ugly and crazy guys. How can we compete in the situation? But we did it, and she was very happy. And then make the surgery, and after 4 months start once more to make completely recovered the training section. Okay, have you any question? This examples works to you guys? The planning, the very last part, 1 week before the competition, it's worked to you? It's helped to you? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm using it, it always works. Believe me, the charge I am putting in the charge, and not just throwing events, it works with speed events where the power and the speed is involved, it works. Okay, any question, guys?
Yeah, coach.
Yes, please.
Can I ask?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Coach, we have a kind of contraction, okay? And isometric, eccentric, concentric, isotonic, yeah? One of them is eccentric because it reduces muscle tone and take a lot of energy, and due to other factors. It must be stopped before the race, before the competition. We should be stopped before the competition. Flow is one of the movements that usher a lot of during the lowering phase of eccentric contraction. Well, every coach has a training plan. Some coach interrupt this exercise 5 or 7 days or 3 days before the competition. And when is the best time to stop this exercise?
You know, we need to talk, when we're talking about this, we need to talk 3 different things as like a base, how we can improve that. It's absolutely different level of technique of your athletes. So you can improve with a high, you can improve with a high level athletes several times, but don't forget that I mentioned a lot of times. We're using energy. Is this energy when we're using a lot of power? If it's a special forces, using a lot of power. So we're using ATP, we're using what we're using with ATP with the B fiber, ATP and phosphocreatine. So yeah, we need to take care in this aspect because we can broke the muscles. So you can use it with the high level athletes after when you know it very well how is the reactions of this athlete. But you can abuse that too, so you can break that muscles. It's obviously better if you're doing. You can do it every day, but not to do more than 6 or 10 times. It's like a competition because they need to recover that. So there are no numbers what we can improve, what I can tell you, because we are different. The load is individual. So on your basically you must to put on your knowledge in your life experience with this athlete. Okay, you know very well there is athlete can hold us like an animal, do everything and don't make the matches in muscles. But there is guys very well level guys just can do 3 or 4 times. It's depending absolutely individual. So the question was very good, but it's very individual. It could be or maybe not. And also it's important the level of the athlete, the developed athlete or not so developed athlete. So one of the best thing to increase the power is this way, use this way, but also we need to care, don't abuse this. Okay. Some guys can do it every day, but some it's impossible to do with them. So I don't know. It's a good way to respond for you or not, but it's very individual. You need to observe your athlete, talk with this. How do you feel? You make this action and ask it. How do you feel? And you feel I'm getting tired, so stop completely. The conversation during these sections are very important. This is can help you. The feedback during during these exercises, the feedback is one of the most important thing, because you have to know how your athletes are feeling. So and you can help it also to handle the kind of the way and how many times you can do weekly. Okay. Guys, I agree this answer. I agree this answer. It's okay. I answer it to you.
If somebody is nodding the head,
All right.
so it means agree.
Agree. Okay. So guys, I'm very happy about. I'm not sure I helped to all of them, but I'm sure I give my best. So what I know, what I can to improve, what does it mean for me throwing, strength training, flexibility, how can we handle situations, some case, how we need to work. I think most of you get a lot of information. It's very hard to handle well, but I think it will help you a lot. I'm sure in it. So what ADC said, let me see, there is one message in it, in the box.
Salman.
Okay.
Pak Salman masuk.
I'm going to do it later. Okay.
Any question? Some more question maybe? We still have time.
Yeah, okay, don't worry. Okay, maybe I can do once more. It's like what we have done in the last 2 days. We talked things. We talk really a lot of things. The capacity of athletes. What does it mean to be a thrower? Don't forget to throw. It's coming like 1,000 years before. This is a nature movement of the human being, and you know, it's very interesting. A couple of years before, the EWAF they thought to take out the shot put from the throwing events. They thought to take out the shot put. And how can it be? This is the basic exercise in the combined event. It's a part of decathlon. It's a part of the other combined events too. And they thought to take out the shot put from the track and field events. It's happened, and not it's happened less than 10 years before. It was very interesting because it's very boring. It's just a very short part of the stadium can see. That is true, but it's part of the history of athletics and track and field. So, and then fortunately for us, not unfortunately, for the good things of athletics, they let in between the events the shot put too, and also very interesting how the javelin throw are changing during the time. I was in 1980 when Uwe Hohn threw this 104-meter 80. I've been in the stadium. I saw the throw. No one can believe it. It was incredible. It's almost finished the stadium, 104 meters, 105 meters. It was just like 40 centimeters before the end of the grass. Just arrived the javelin. It was an incredible throw, but don't forget it. And I started to talk yesterday about drugs. There was a lot of drugs in throwing event in that time. Believe me, I saw the guys using that, and they throwing with drugs, and that's why, for cases the women shot put, they can throw 20 times. They changed the world records. The 20 time was the communist countries. The girls from the communist country. Not one more was different. They was Russians, they were German, they were Czechoslovak, but they were communist all. The mostly Russian. And you know what very well what happened with the Russians a couple of years before. They up until now can't compete. So it's a bad part of sport, but that is happened with throwing events especially, because the throwing events involve a lot of power and a lot of strength and a lot of speed. So, but now the guys learn to do and the better way and the good way, and improving, for example, in shot put, improving the rotational technique. It's improving a faster and a higher speed, and I'm really enjoying it. It was last time in Doha. I never will forget this shot put final. It was incredible. Okay, guys, don't sleep.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
If somebody wants to sleep, it's I am.
It's you,
because
yes.
It's now 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, guys. I think we can finish it. We talked a lot. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I don't know. I helped in your.
Thank you very much.
To build up as like a better coach to you or not, but I did the very best when I can. So thank you very much for ADC, especially my mentor, Pak Ria, thank you very much for my heart.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
whenever you want
Thank
to
you,
use
sir.
my knowledge,
Thank you.
I'm able to share
you.
with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thomas
Thank
sir.
you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thomas.
Thank you
Mr.
very
Yeah.
much,
Thomas.
Thomas
Don't
sir.
leave
Thank
the
you.
room.
Thank you very much, Thomas.
Thank you, ADC Jakarta.
Thank you, Mr.
Have a
Thomas.
nice day.
Thank you, Thomas.
Please don't leave.
Mr.
Please don't
Ria.
leave the room.
Welcome.
Please don't leave the room. Everybody, please don't leave the room. Okay, we still have something to do.
Thank you, ADC Jakarta.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Miss Kampi.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Pak.
Bye.
Maybe it's time for Pak Ria to give short remarks. Pak Ria, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Ria. Good morning, Thomas. I think in Paraguay it's already 2 o'clock, maybe in the morning. So good morning.
I'm very enjoyed your company. So don't worry about it. The time isn't doesn't matter.
And good afternoon for everybody who in the Jakarta time, and also maybe still morning in another time. Yeah, but I think we have very good time in today's webinar with Mr. Thomas Zudi. I think he's very expert in the throwing event. So I hope you learn a lot and you can implement it, what you learn here, what you see here, and what you discuss here with Mr. Thomas to your daily work in your training situation in your country. So I do hope that by having the discussion like this, we will have develop our knowledge and our skill in coaching, especially in the throwing event. So thank you very much for Mr. Thomas Zudi again, and thank you to all of you who patient to hear, to see, and to discuss with Thomas. So I hope that you will join another event in ADC. Unfortunately, this year still we have to do in a virtual situation, but I do hope in the next year the throwing event seminar will be doing in the real situation, in the face-to-face situation, and we will see you in ADC Jakarta next year directly. And some of you I still never seen before, but many of you have been already in ADC Jakarta, and even many of you also many time to ADC Jakarta. Like here, Mr. Dorji Tenzin from Bhutan is always to our office long time ago, but now after 5 years already, I think I never seen in ADC. So I hope Mr. Dorji will come back here in ADC
sure.
Jakarta. And we're very happy because we have here Mr. Salman Iqbal Bud, our Asia Development Director. Maybe I will ask Mr. Salman to give a remark to you all for our development, because the development in Asia is more crucial according to our situation and every world, every country situation. So we do hope to work harder in this situation. So again, thank you very much to Mr. Tomazudi and also for all of you. And our apologies when our connection sometimes is not so good, but we understand each other. Thank you very much and hope to see you again.
Very much,
Yeah.
Ria sir.
Thank you very much.
Coach
Thank
Ria.
you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
so
Just a
Ria.
second.
Thank
Hello.
you, Thomas.
Excuse me.
Assalamualaikum,
Thank you,
Suji.
thank you for all of you.
Attention,
Thank you,
attention please.
Thomas.
Attention
Good,
please.
Thomas sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Santi.
Mr.
Attention please, everybody. Attention
Thank
please.
you, Mr. Thomas.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you very much
ladies
to
and
all of you.
gentlemen, now we are going to have we are cordially inviting Mr. Salman Iqbal Bud to have closing remarks. Mr. Salman, please, if you hello.
Hello.
Mr. Salman. Wait a minute. It's not here. Gak ada. Okay. I don't think Mr. Salman is here because yeah, maybe the connection. Oh no, he is here. Mr. Salman, would you mind to have short closing remarks, please? Okay, so while we are waiting for Mr. Salman, we would like to give announcement that I share already on the WhatsApp groups the participant evaluation form. So please kindly reserve your time to fill and to complete the form and return back to ADC Jakarta. You can send it either by WhatsApp or to the email address. We already gave you the email address. Okay. Please kindly do that because it is part of the World Athletic Procedure. Thank you very much in advance for your kind attention. Okay, now we are cordially inviting Mr. Salman, maybe. Yes.
Thank you, everybody. We are having some kind of connectivity problem over here, and it's a bit late for me to be saying anything. All I can say is we appreciate you all for being a part of this seminar, this webinar rather, for the best practice in throwing events. It's been great, and we hope that soon, after the COVID-19 situation improves or simply disappears, which we hope it will by very soon or by the end of the year, and then we will resume face-to-face activity at ADC Jakarta in all our development centers. Meanwhile, kindly do take advantage of the online, flexible, and very convenient sessions. I hope all our professors, our lecturers, our resource people are doing the very best to provide you with the information and with the knowledge that we can with this digitalization networks available. So thank you very much, and I hope you had a good time and you learned something, and we hope for you to come back later. We are going to have several other activities at ADC Jakarta later on this year. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Mr. Salman, and thank you for your coming.
Thank you very much.
And also the last announcement is we will give your e-certificate we will share it on the WhatsApp groups so you can download it and print it for yourself. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for your attention and for your coming, and see you again with the ADC Jakarta activities. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Enjoy time. Keep
Nice to meet you
healthy.
in reality,
Thank
Thomas.
you, Mr. Ria.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doji.
Hope
See you.
everything
See you,
is
Thomas.
good.
Thank you.
Hope to visit.
Makasih Mas Dwi, Bu Ria, makasih Pak Ria.
Sama-sama.
Bye-bye.
Masih. Oh, go
I
ahead.
can see my handsome brother.
Bye-bye,
Billy.
Mas Ria. Mas Ria.
How are you, Dorji?
I'm good.
How are you,
You are
Dorji?
good?
I am fine.
Yes,
I'm fine.
yes.
Yes.